and Stephen Richards the outside.
Oh, that was a bright
look at this.
No, look at that. That's so tender.
Who's got any HRC cars?
Craig
Lowndes.
Oh,
my goodness
God,
me.
That's a nasty.
Craig Lowndes, car 1, our championship leader. You could see there was a contact there between two cars. It set off a chain reaction.
Ryan Newman off turn 4 for the final time. Blaney to the outside, to the inside. Here comes Hamlin up the outside.
Wow.
Crash into the wall, into the air. Goes Newman.
Upside down.
In a shower of sparks on his roof, Ryan Newman comes across the line, 4th. And comes to rest.
Peter Dumbreck. Let's take a look at what happened. Look in the background, you will see Dumbreck's Mercedes. Now, Andrew, talk us through what happened here. Well, in the background of the shot, you'll see it.
It gets very, very light, obviously, and the car the air picks the front up. They're an enormously large car. Once it gets airborne, as you can see, it is just like an aeroplane wing. It just flips through the air. And amazingly lucky that there wasn't maybe a crowd of spectators. That car hit nothing, did nothing. It was just following another car a couple of lengths away. It was obviously very, very frightening, but we understand that obviously nobody has been very seriously hurt in that accident.
This is the battle for 9th and 10th. Oh, and Campos hits the back of Thomas Biaggi's car in a horrendous shunt. Hits the wall on the inside of Adelaide.
Big push coming now for Harvick. And around goes a couple cars. Preece upside down. He's barrel rolling through the grass. Ryan Preece upside down in the infield. Take another look at how this happened.
Going down the back straightaway, he makes a move or gets help from behind, and the car goes into the infield air. It just lifts right up off the ground. Violent wreck.
Ahí está en primer lugar. Atención, la máquina de Juan Pablo Silva, y nuevamente lo comienza a buscar Delano. Vamos a ver. Lo comienza a buscar Delano, vamos a ver la zona de frenaje, lo adelanta, ahí sí, cuidado que se van dos máquinas. Ay, se va espectacularmente la máquina 25, se fue fuera de pista Carlos Polanco. Veremos qué ocurre, otra máquina que queda fuera de competencia. Se fue espectacularmente Carlos Polanco de pista.
Trouble. Ricky Rudd slamming toward the wall. Crashing, rolling over, side over side. Ricky Rudd. Ford automobile out of control. Side over side several times. Lands in the grass just at the top of pit road. The Butmore car destroyed.
Roger Ward spins on the backstretch. The way clear, Boyd and Vukovic move right along, but Al Keller spins into them from the inside. Vuki is thrown over the rail, flipping helplessly. From a point directly opposite the bridge, the incident looked like this. Boyd's car, number 39, is thrown on its back and skids to a stop.
Freight train for the lead into turn number 1. And a bad crash coming out of turn 2. One car has somersaulted several times and been destroyed on the back straightaway. I believe it's 2. Car number 05. Going side over side and end over end several times. Bruce Jacoby. Terrible wreck coming out of turn number 2. Here you see his car had already collected the inside of the track and then started a series of side-winding snap rolls that sent the car 25 and 30 feet into the air. Jacoby currently is in the Halifax hospital, still in critical condition.
Oh my goodness, what a huge crash. Scott Dixon is in it.
He's hoping he's not going to hit the wall. He impacts the wall, comes off the wall, just misses the 10 of Tony Kanaan. Unfortunately, Scott Dixon is right there, up and over the front of the car. Car hits on the top of the wall. The safety cell on these cars, guys, I can't tell you how strong they are. An awful accident, but as we saw, Scott Dixon right there, hands away from the steering wheel. We saw him get out, and when we first went to this frame, when we first saw this accident, you heard some roar from the crowd, and that was because they knew that Scott Dixon was okay.
Buddy Baker, who has a lot of sentiment among veteran observers, as one of the real threats.
Oh, we have a problem.
Is blowing a tire.
Bobby Allison with a horrible crash here on the front stretch. It has torn out a complete section of protective railing separating it. Alan Kowicki becomes involved.
Debris and is collecting other cars. There was a lot of debris in the front stretch. Kowicki was involved. Richard Petty, I think, is another one of the cars. Lots of debris on the front stretch. Now, Bobby's car, to me, appeared to stay together quite well. He did get up into the fencing, but not into the stands. You're at 210 miles an hour. You can see the right rear going. You see the debris there on the left-hand side of your screen. Earnhardt avoids Bobby. The car goes backwards. The aerodynamics get underneath the car, and Allison gets up into the fence. The aerodynamics lifted the car. They're not built to go backwards. Right underneath Harold Kinder. Harold, he stayed in there. Boy, I'll tell you, talk about a trooper. Kinder is right there. He's got the yellow flag out right away. That is a veteran, competent flagman. Here comes the rest of the field down. They've decelerated to maybe 180 miles an hour, but all the debris, there's Petty, there's Kowicki spinning. There's just nowhere for many of these drivers to go because there's so much of what was left over from the initial impact on the front stretch, and there was just nowhere to go.
Famous, superb victory for Damon Hill in Italy, and this is what happened. And I didn't see that. That is Fittipaldi. It's been the two Minardis hit each other. Yes, that was Fittipaldi there. He tried to come up. He tried to overtake Martini. He got too close in a virtual replay of the Patrese-Berger accident of the Portuguese Grand Prix in 91. Let's look at it again. He's right up behind him. That is, he's right up behind, Fittipaldi behind. He just touches, look at the car, goes up through the vertical, absolutely over a complete 360-degree somersault. Back on more or less its wheels. What an amazingly miraculous escape there. The car comes down. That would have all happened at 190 miles an hour with no exaggeration whatsoever.
Caution. Yellow is back on the track. We got a major crash through the tri-oval. Car on fire coming to the line right here in front of us. It's Ted Musgrave's car, front and rear. And Bonnet's car is also involved in the incident. There are 4 or 5 cars that have crashed here in the tri-oval. There is Neil Bonnet's number 31, torn up front and rear. The Musgrave car is torn up. He's told his crew that he is okay. You're in Neil Bonnet's car. After it took a serious hit, you see the crew coming out, some of the safety crew coming out to that car. There's the 55 of Musgrave.
Wow, his car gone upside down and then comes back on the wheels as we see Musgrave's car sliding up against the wall, flames coming from it as he comes across the start-finish line.
And here comes Marco. Oh, look out! Airborne! Franchini's upside down! Dixon is involved. The wheels touched. Weldon is involved.
Airborne up here got up into the fence. We got him coming down. Copy that. Scott, you okay?
Looks like Sam Hornish also involved. And right now, folks,
Yeah, he got hit in the head.
think good thoughts.
It was, Dario was pushing really hard. I think so, yep. I think, Dario was wanting to come down and Dan wanted to come up a bit. And all I saw Dario backwards, upside down in the air. I was fully slammed on the brakes.
Level and in trouble is 07 LaJoy. Randy LaJoy slamming into the wall. Randy LaJoy out of Norwalk, Connecticut, destroying his automobile. Randy LaJoy, second-generation driver, absolutely destroying the Bob Johnson car number 07.
To make this all happen, he's got to be thinking inside his cockpit right now. Inside his helmet.
Big crash!
Major incident. Kenny Breck getting way high up into the fence. here is the replay of what happened. Breck on the high side of Thomas Scheckter, down the backstretch. At the end of the backstretch, there's the contact, and Breck's car up into the wall, virtually splitting in half. And here is the shot now from the end of the backstretch. It's a crash very reminiscent of Davey Hamilton's accident here a few years ago, in which he sustained very severe leg damage. The catch fence keeping the car contained inside the racetrack, but still resulting in a lot of damage to the car. Hopefully no, at least life-threatening injuries to Kenny Breck.
And one thing he was worried about going into this race was all that dirty air created by 34 cars. But right now, the position he's in, he actually has a small advantage because everybody else has opened the air up in front of him. And even, here we go. Trouble, contact, and a huge crash. Up in turn number 2. Oh, multiple cars involved. Oh, my. It looks like Dan Weldon may be involved in it.
We talked about 3 or 4 wide.
Watch Sebastian Zaveja, right?
Yes.
A little contact right there.
Now he's trying to go from the low side to the high, from the high side down low to get going for the turn. And what ends up happening is that he got stuck back up there, turned around, tried to take another move going down, guys, and the backhand started to come around, and that started the chain reaction.
He was uncomfortable being on the top lane, and he tried, like you said, there's the car. There's 2 cars that are airborne. This puts that's welding in perspective. This is the horrible accident that everybody has always hoped would never occur.